What's up, guys? It's Codemaster here, and I'm back with another episode of how to make a ball rolling game. And in this episode, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a start menu, so you can select what levels you want to play. And maybe later on, I might be teaching you guys how to make a level selector in a different episode. But in this episode, I'm teaching you guys how to make a start menu. And if you guys don't already know the basics of how to make a start menu, go to my Unity tutorials, Unity Basics, and in there there's two parts of how to make a start menu. So if you guys don't know the basics, please go check that out, and let's get started. So let's create a new scene. Right click, create, and then scene right here. We can call this start menu. Start menu. There you go. Now you can open up the scene, and we can right click, create a UI. We can create a button and reset the button's position so it's in the center. And you can change the color of the button. I'm just going to change it to be probably a little greenish. And then we can change the text to make it say play. Play, there you go. And we can resize the font to be like 20 or 30, and since the 30's too big, click on our button and rescale it. There you go, and reposition it to center. And we can just make our button a tiny bit bigger and reset it. Whoops, that screwed it up. But if you just resize the positions, I screw up positions, but there you go. That's the button. And now let's get into the scripting part. So inside our scripts, we can right-click, create C#, and we can call it, I'll just call it button script, because it will be controlling all our buttons. Maybe. Button script. And there you go. We can double-click to open it. Wait a minute. Mine's lagging out right now. Just do it. Double-click to open it. There you go. And when it does open, at the top where I taught you guys how to add the UI component, I think I did, I'm not too sure, but for the namespace, in this we're going to be using Unity Engine.scene management, so we can use application.load scene and all that, so we can move to the level that we want to play. So my computer's just taking a little while. But after we do the scripting part, we will apply it to the button. And when we apply it to the button and set up our scene in the build settings, we should be able to open our build settings and drag in our scenes and then press play and it should work. So we're in our button script. And right now we don't need void start or void update, so we can delete that. Yep. And now, after using Unity Engine, and then we're going to say using Unity Engine dot-system, scene management, semicolon. And now, what we can do is create a void. We can call this void play button. Let's call this void play button. 2 bracket. Then the 2 curly brackets. I'm just going to move this curly bracket down because I like it that way. And inside here, we're going to say scene manager dot load scene bracket, and we named our first scene. So just do that. Control S. And now inside our Unity, I think I named it scene straight. Let me go into our assets and check it out. No, I named it scene 1, so you're going to want to change this to scene 1. Control S to save it. And now, when we come and click on our button, actually, what we got to do first is create an empty game object, and we can call this button manager. Button manager. And then we can go into our scripts and click on button manager and drag on our button script. And now when you click on button, and you press play, press the plus button on where it says on click, and drag in the button manager. The button script should be right there. And, oh wait, I forgot one thing. On our void, we got to make our void public so we can see it in the inspector. Control S. And now, when we come back to our button, wait for it to recompile, and press on our button. There you go. And where it says no function, click on button script, and press play button. So, that should work, but what we need to do right now is, as you can see, if we press play here, and wait for it to load. My computer is very slow, so just wait for it to load. And now when you press play, there's going to be an error in the bottom in your console. It's going to say scene 1 couldn't be loaded because it had not been added to the build settings, or the asset bundled has not been loaded. So, just clear that. And the reason why it's not working is because if we click on File, Build Settings, we can go into our assets. We're going to have to drag in Start Menu first, and then drag in Scene 1. And this should work, so Control S. And now we just have to wait for this to work. Press play. And any second, press play. And it brings you to your scene. And now you can move the ball around. And that's how to make a start menu. And I win, because I finished the game. And we can come out of here, and we can decorate our start menu. So our canvas, we can, no, we need to make a panel, UI panel, so we can have a background color. Drag the panel to the top, and just drag the button inside the panel. And there you go. Now we can select the color of the panel. I like the color to be black. And I'm actually going to change this button color to be white. And there you go. Now we can create a text. So UI text. And we can call this ball rolling game. Whoops, I spelled game capital A. And we can put the position in the top, like the anchor in the top center, and reposition that. And the text size can be like 50. We can just drag this to be bigger. Drag it to be bigger. All the way across the stretch. And then put it in the center. And there you go. It says ball rolling game. I'm going to change this text color to white so we can actually see it. And now let's rename this button to play button. Play button. And rename this text right here, the title text, to title. Settle. And let's make another button. So Control D. And this button can be called the how to play button. I'm say HTW for short for how to play, and then button. There you go. And inside our script, we can make a new public void HTW button. And now we can say scene manager dot load scene bracket parentheses. Yeah, I think those quotes. Whoops. And we can say HTW for, that's what we're gonna name our scene. Whoops, we don't need that line there. Okay, Control S. And now what we have to do is create a brand new scene. So create scene. And wait for it to load. It's really slow. And I can name this HTW just like I did in the script. And now, if I Control S this scene, there you go. And I open up HTW. Inside the scene, we're going to want to create a UI panel. We can make the background also completely black. And inside this panel, we're going to go UI text. This is going to be title text, so it's going to be called How to Play. And on this How to Play, I'm going to make the size 50 again. Center it in the top center. And then drag it way bigger again. There you go. And then put the positions there. Like make it centered throughout the y-axis and the x-axis. And we can rename this to title again. And then we need to make more text. So right click, UI text. And then we can just put in this text up arrow, up equals up arrow key. There you go. And I'll make the size about 30, and I gotta resize this. I'm just gonna resize this to be way bigger because I'm gonna be doing a lot more. And I can reset the positions, but actually I'm gonna want to drag this down a tiny bit. Okay, up equals arrow key. Up equals up arrow key. Then I'm gonna say down equals down arrow key. And actually I can't have two spaces or else it won't fit. I'm going to say right equals right arrow key. Whoops. Right arrow key. And then I could say left equals left arrow key. And there you go. So up, down, right, and left. And I'm going to change this text to be white so you can see it, and the how to play title. There you go. It's good. It's white. And the text we can say instructions, or whoops, instructions. Control S, we can save that scene. Go back into our start menu. And yeah, here we are. And the button that we called HTW button, these are 50 high, so I'm going to say -50, but we need some more space, so -60. And the text on this button is going to say how to play. And I'm going to make both these buttons bigger on the width, so we can say 200 by 200. So the text can actually fit and they look the same. Control S. And on our HTW button, instead of having to say play button, we can put HTW button. And inside our file build settings, drag in the HTW. And now when we Control S, press play, and wait for it to load. My computer is very slow today. How to play. There you go. It says how to play. Up equals up arrow, down equals down arrow key, right equals right arrow key, and left equals left arrow key. When we unpause to bring us back to the ball rolling game. And if you guys want to make back buttons on them, actually we can do that right now. We can just open up a script quickly and call it public void back button, and we can use the same void for both of the buttons on both of the scenes. Bracket, and it's going to be called, it's just going to go back to the start menu. So start menu. There you go. Oh, whoa, my bad. It's completely weird. And so let me delete that. I am so sorry. I did this very weird. And now I gotta say scene manager dot load scene. And I already had that, so I'm just going to paste it again. I already had that part. And I named it start menu like that, right? Yeah, okay. So in here, we can, inside our canvas, quickly open it in our panel, right click, UI button. This button's going to be in top left corner. Reset its positions. I'm going to change the text to say back. Whoops. Back. And now I can, on our button, add the on click. And I need a create empty. I'm going to say button manager. Button manager. Yeah, I did put a space in there. I probably shouldn't have, but it doesn't matter. And whoops. Click on button manager and drag in the button script. And now on the button, add it and drag on the button manager and the script. Button script. Back button. There you go, Control S. And now if I go into assets and go to the scene 1, I can quickly go into here, right click, UI, button, top left corner, reset position, and I'm not going to put the name there because I don't have time for that right now. And I got to create the empty game object, and I can make it say button manager, and on the scripts, drag it on, and on the button, we can drag on button manager, select the function back button, and I will actually set the text to back. And now if I control S the scene, and I quickly go into the start menu, and press play, wait for it to load, and press play. There you go, you see we can play, and press back, and then how to play, and press back, and there you go. That's the end of this tutorial, and see you guys next time. If you guys liked, please like and subscribe, and see you next time.